Hi everyone, it's Heidi from flutterbyheidi.wordpress.com, back again with another Ferrero Friday. I'm still managing to come up with some different ways of packaging those little tasty chocks, and today it's a double Ferrero stacker but with a lidded closure, unlike the full flap close we did for the triple one. So just pop the lid off, you'll see one Ferrero, open it up and there's your second Ferrero. So as you can see, just a very simple sort of wrap around with some envelope punchboard boxes in the middle there. So that's today's project. It's a nice snug fitting lid, so it isn't going to come away. And I've used, this one is using the lovely lemon lime twist, which is one of the new colours for 2017. And I'm going to make the other one in berry burst. And the designer series paper is the new floral stacks that has been brought out to coordinate with the new in colours. And you'll see here, it's all of the in colours, and on the one side are some beautiful floral patterns, you can see, and on the other side there's a solid pattern as well. So you've got a real choice, and there's a fantastic selection of colours in there, and there's 40 sheets in a pack, and they're all sort of loose sheets, so you haven't got to worry about them sort of having to unglue them. You can just rearrange them however you like. So lots and lots of paper in there, so I think you're going to see that used a lot of times by me. So to start off with then, we're going to use our envelope punch board to make the little boxes, and to do this you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 12.1 by 12.1, so obviously we'll need two of those, and that's 4 3/4 by 4 3/4, and you're going to punch and score at 36mm, at 1 3/8 that is, and at 85mm, which is 3 3/8, and then repeat that all the way around. So as we go around, just punch and score. And with these I do tend to re-measure rather than just lining up my score lines. I have found if I line up my score lines, sometimes I'm right on the score line, sometimes I might be slightly off, whereas I find I get a more accurate and squarer box, which is, when you're doing a wrap like this, is obviously the squarer you can get it, the better. So we're just going round on that last one. So you're going to make two of those. I've done one already. Once you've created your stamped, once you have punched and scored, you're going to come round and you're going to cut down each of these little tabs, and I'm actually going to cut away a section as well because it's the full width of the box and it just makes it a little bit bulky. Sometimes it's not quite so neat on the inside, I say, but you don't have to, but I just prefer it. Just cut that little wedge out. I just love this berry burst colour. I think it's absolutely beautiful. And I didn't think I was going to like that. I don't normally do yellows, sort of yellows and greens, but the lemon lime I think is beautiful. Fold and reinforce our score lines. Obviously you can do that before you do the cutting if you prefer. It's probably a little bit easier because you're not having to do quite so many folds. And what I decided to do on this one, rather than just leaving it plain as I did on the lemon lime, I thought I'd use one of the stamps from the Eastern Beauty stamp set, which is where the sentiment "Enjoy Today" comes from. You can see here there are lots of little sort of decorations that go with the medallion thinlits, so when you cut the medallions you can also decorate them, and I just rather like this spray effect here, and so I just thought I'd use that. So just come in and stamp that in the middle of the top. I would usually stand over it to try and get it more central, but it is tricky sometimes with the camera overhead. So yes, I've got a bit of a wonky one, but never mind. Okay, once you've done that, we're going to make up the box. Again, because it's a box, I'm going to use some fuse on there. Actually, I usually do it this way up, fold those tabs in. There we go. If ever that happens and your fuse doesn't seem to be coming out, you can just roll it a little bit with your finger. and then just put a little bit on the inside of each of those tabs as well to hold it in place. And again, just line up the outside edge of those boxes. Just make sure you don't sort of squeeze too hard till they're nicely lined up, and then pop each of those 4 tabs in, and those help hold it in place. A quick reinforce with your bone folder will just help that. So you're going to make 2 of those boxes like so. So you've got 2 nice little cubes. Then we need to do our wrap to go around it. And the wrap is 6.5 by 3 inches, 16.5 by 7.5. And we're going to score that on our trimmer, or you could use your scoreboard if that's what you have got. If I zoom out, apart from my messy desk, you should be able to see what I'm doing. So you're going to score the long edge at 3.8, 7.6, 11.4 and 15.2. And that is 1.5, 3, 4.5 and 6 inches. And that's the scoring for our wrap. Then we're going to score our lid, and the lid I'm making is 3.25 by 3.25 inches, 8.2 centimetres, so 8.2 by 8.2, and I'm going to score at 1 inch and 2.1 of 1 inch, 1 centimetre even, 1 centimetre and 2.1 centimetres, and that's 3/8 and 7/8, so 1 centimetre, and again at 2.1 and 1 and 2.1. Okay, so let's pop our trimmer away. I'll zoom in slightly for you. Okay, so now we're going to do a reinforced lid, so that means just cutting away those outer 3 squares, get that out of the way, on each of those, and I just cut in slightly at an angle, like so. And the outer 3. And then we're going to come in and just notch those tabs as well, because they're going to be tucked inside a piece of card, so we want to make sure that we get a nice crisp. You can fold that lid so it's not going to get any bulk trapped in the top, which it would if we kept it the same width, but risks it. Okay. So again, bone folder, just come in and reinforce those. Always worth doing on lids, give it a nice crisp finish, even when it's on little dinky lids like these. And then again, just come in with our fuse, and I'm popping the fuse on the tab, you can see there, and along that outer edge of the tabs, because we want the tab to stick down, and then that's going to cover up each of the tabs. Then I tend to do on these, I do the tabs first as I go around, hopefully you can see that. So just do the tabs, and you can always fold the outer away a bit, but then I come in and just fold each of those last bits in, and this is where it's really good to come in and just squash that down, give it a good burnish with your bone folder. And that is our lid, so that can go to one side. And then this is our wrap here, so very straightforward with the wrap. We're just going to reinforce those. But before we actually stick our boxes in, I am going to remember for once to glue the other boxes in place. So we're going to put some glue on the edge here, and I'm just going to line that up I'm going to line it up at the very bottom between the 2 score lines, and then the second one goes on the other panel, and this time I'm going to line it up with the very top between the score lines. So you'll see there's a nice little gap there which enables it to wrap around. Now you just need to sort of squeeze that. It is quite a snug fit, and I've forgotten to put the panels on now. Okay, you do need to decorate it with some panels if you want to, of course. I've cut some panels. I had cut some panels out of the DSP, you can see here. Now the DSP, you'll see there is variation in the colour here. That's because it's like a distressed background, so it's slightly shaded. So don't worry when you get it and you kind of go, oh, but it looks like it's faded. It hasn't. Piece of DSP for the panels for sides, 7 by 3.3 for the Whisper White card I've used, and 6.5 by 2.8 for the Designer Series paper. Then I'm just going to come in with each of these and just pop those in place. As you can see, I fully intended to glue the panels in place, but best laid plans and all that. Again, with these, because they're very straight, because it's a straightforward, fairly flat box, it isn't difficult to pop them in afterwards. But if you're newer to it, it's best to do it when it's still flat. It might help you just line it up, make sure they're all really aligned. It does depend how precise you like to be. You probably gathered I'm not a careless crafter, but I like to get on with it. I think the imperfections are what show it's handmade. Anyway, look, while I've been waffling on, there you go. There's your box. You just need then 2 Ferrero, 1 in each of those. Wrap it up and pop your lid on, and all that's left for us to do is decorate that lid, and that is as straightforward as getting a piece of Whisper White for the top there. And my Whisper White is about 3.5 by 3.5 centimetres, so about 1 3/8 by 1 3/8, and that can just go on the top there. And then just need a small piece of Designer Series paper to match with it. So again, make that about 3 by 3 centimetres, just to go on the top. And then, as I said, doesn't look very square actually. Oh, actually, yeah. I'll just trim that down. I think that's probably a 2.8 actually. But if you're cutting a fresh one, 3.3 by 3. And then the sentiment we've got is stamped in the new Berry Burst as well. And so you just need a little scraplet of, I'm using obviously Whisper White card here. And I'm going to stamp that Enjoy Today. And I'm going to use a 1-inch punch to cut that out. And then if you've got a 1 1/4 inch punch, which hopefully I have, yes I have, again you just need a small piece of scrap card. I keep all my offcuts for doing exactly this, that you can just punch a quick circle out as well. And then all I do then is come in with and pop the one on top of the other using a bit of snail. And then to lift that up at the end, I just use a Stampin' Dimensional, not 2, because I'm very frugal with them, and then pop that on the top there. So there you have 2 double Ferrero stacker towers with a lidded top to keep it closed. And I hope you enjoy gifting those to your friends. Thanks for watching. Come back again soon, and don't forget, if you need any Stampin' Up supplies, visit my shop heidismith.stampinup.net, or give me a call about local classes. Lovely to talk to you. Come again soon. Bye bye.